I just put out a video this week about adding power to your mixed voice. When I thought about somebody that had a powerful mixed voice, I thought about this Benson Boone guy because I heard some of his stuff before, and he just put out a new song called The Time of My Life. Let's listen to these vocals. I've never heard it before, and let's try to break some things down and try to talk about some vocal stuff.
Will she be here?
She's not coming. She's not coming, Benson. Oh, so this has got some cover elements in it? That sounds like a song. That sounds like a song I know. Or am I just weirdly thinking it sounds like a different song that I know?
And I wish that you were still right here. I wish you came along.
Okay, so let's all be honest and say that that's pretty damn great. His voice actually sounds a little bit tired, which just makes it so much better. One person, of course, that I love as an older dude is Chris Cornell. And man, when he pushed his voice too hard and stuff, and then he would get it to a time where he was quieting it down, it sounded sometimes even better because it just sounded like somebody that just was beaten up by life, and then you kind of connect even more emotionally. But let's back up 1 second. The natural connection to vibrato, the natural just tone and simplicity and kind of beautifulness of what he's doing right there is really lovely, and it doesn't harken to all this auto-tuned bullshit and everything. Not to say that it doesn't have that on, but it just kind of brings you into a more raw, realistic storyteller performance.
And I wish that you were still right here.
I wish that you were still right here. I just talked about that in my video too, about taking everything away. And again, we're not getting into this far enough, but I don't want to keep stopping it already. But stripping everything away. I'm having the time of my life. Stripping all this away so that there isn't all this enunciation, just really gets you into your unique tone and your unique voice. And then we can step out of that and start adding more character and more expressiveness if we choose to. But again, this is really beautifully expressive without doing almost anything.
I wish you came along. Why did you leave me so soon?
Again, it's almost like a natural grit there, but again, it sounds a little bit like a voice that's kind of beat up in a sense, which, who knows? But this is fun. The video is also fun as well.
Before all the flowers could bloom, I wish you came along.
That was a lovely drop right there that really sits you down into the song, and now hopefully builds us to a crescendo. I wish that you came along. Every song needs to breathe. So we had and now hopefully some more instrumentation will come in. Or this could be quiet the whole time and just be kind of lovely. So, okay, we were talking about high voice stuff. So we're already, it's amazing how high that is and how high it does not sound. He's just a higher voiced dude, smaller dude from what I've seen. And he's just naturally kind of taking this stuff higher and higher without sounding like he's giving any effort. So let's listen back to this a second.
That every day is a party.
So right there we have every day is a party. Oh, having that lift in there. Oh, I was just explaining this, how there's different ways to mix. And then we hear a little bit of cry in there. So if we back up a second, I know I'm already stalling the video a whole bunch, but I am trying to add educational content to this and actually teach people stuff. But let's listen to a little bit of that cry. When somebody starts getting into their higher range, usually they start crying more, therefore it affects more of our emotional heartstrings because they're actually physically using the same muscles they would use to cry. But he's not crying that much. He's also just opening his larynx and opening his stuff up. So.
And know that every day is a
party. So if I keep my voice nice and quiet like that, and you can start to really understand this whole triangular effect I talked about in the last video, where we are going, where this is coming down. The larynx, all this stuff is dropping vertically. So again, it's like a triangle. Everything's going like this, and really get out of this habit of preparing yourself physically. Like, here comes the high note. No, it's not necessarily hard like that. We make it hard. We make it difficult and expressive when we want to, but we don't want to have to do, whatever physically we have to do. Hopefully that starts to make some sense. But right there, if you can get into a habit of practicing, we can start to lower the larynx and literally stretch the vocal cords down and have this be easier. Now, is that going to convert right into being powerful and stuff? Not necessarily, but we have to have the throat open up. And again, it creates these beautiful notes that are high and they sound emotional and expressive, but they're not really that difficult once we learn how to do them, as you hear me doing over and over again here.
every night's a nightmare, wishing you came along.
So great there. And let's do that. And letting a little bit of that air through. Again, there's plenty of other videos I have talking about that airflow. Hey, if you're already intrigued and you want to learn more about your voice, I have a free course where you can start to put some of these pieces together. It's in the description. It's in the pinned comment. You can check it out there. I'll see you over there.
Yes, I'm having the time of my life.
He had to get a backflip in there. I will say this again. I do apologize for pausing the damn song so much already, because I know people get upset about that. But when you see somebody kind of seemingly come out of nowhere, and then you see them just fucking doing flips on stage and being completely confident, a lot of us will react negatively and be like, well, are they allowed to be that confident? How are they that confident? And whatever. And I think about this stuff as I get older, as a performer and as a musician myself. What a liberating and amazing thing to do, to try to entertain people and to step into an empowered place. I feel like it's a responsibility in some ways as an entertainer to get the fear out of the way and to step into a powerful place and to be that person and to put on a show. If you're going to go on stage and you're going to carry all of your fear and baggage with you, which you will in some way, shape, or form anyway, people are going to feel that. They're going to interact with that. And in this case, whether I like Benson Boone or whether I like some of these people or the moves that he does or the outfits, it doesn't really matter, because I do respect the fact that he's stepping up on stage and fucking putting on a show, man. And having your suit changes and all this kind of stuff. Fucking do it. Fucking do it, man. If you're gonna be in this business and you're gonna write stuff, whatever that means to you, you don't have to be flashy or whatever, but step into that empowered place, because then it helps other people to get out of their fear and all that kind of stuff. And it's just a little bit of a mental pep talk for the day. Let's continue.
But something about it feels so wrong. I wish you came along. If this is as good as it gets, then
Is this
why
him, dude?
is
He got totally jacked for this? Oh my god. Good lord. If this is as good as it gets. Ooh. That is, again, this lovely, quiet thing just keeps pulling you in, doesn't it? It just keeps pulling you in, and it's done really, really well. Oh, and I see the thing here on YouTube where so there's some shit coming. There's some high notes or something.
I had such a mess, dear. Oh, I
So now we're getting into some powerful mixed voice, right? We take those elements. Again, I can't go over too much of this in one video, but we take, and I already did, but we take those elements from the first thing. No, and we start keeping that larynx open, and then we start adding in some more support. We're testing out the resiliency of our holding together, how much we are able to hold together, and how much pressure and expressiveness we're able to add to that connection before it starts to fail. And again, does that have to do with strength? In some ways, but it also has to do with balance, holding onto a coordination. If you're not used to that coordination or other muscles are competing for the coordination, it's going to fall apart. But in this case, so this was the first note. No, no, no. There you hear me going, and then I'm shaping and opening that vowel back up. And we hear the same thing here, is that he's starting to just bring a little bit more power in, a little bit more power in. But the same setup is in here. It doesn't necessarily feel almost any different, but as we build power, we're pushing down further into the diaphragm, and we're starting to cultivate and hold back that power. So we're not just going, ah, and letting it all out. We're going, no! Start like this.
I can't lay down my head
Wonderful lift.
without wishing you came along.
I wish you came along. Oh, now she came.
I am having the time of my life, and I wish that you were still alive.
Jesus. So, okay, it's not that high, but it's a high C. In terms of like Journey and 80s music and all these people that were singing incredibly high, this is high and it's powerful and it's really beautiful and well done. But it's, when you really analyze it, you're okay, it's not too ridiculously crazy. For most of us, though, that are practicing and learning this stuff, that's pretty fucking crazy. Let's listen to these notes and let's try to go about this in some type of way, shape, or form. Can you hear his vocal cords kick in right there? You'll hear his vocal cords go, and then the note happens.
I am having the time of my life.
So let's see if we can hit that note. It's a high C. See if you can stretch to it first. I'm having the time of my life. I'm just guessing where it goes. But yeah, that holding that, again, we could still try to do it quietly. You shouldn't have to be forced to do it quietly or loudly when you get better at this. But I am having the time of my life. As me being really quiet with it.
And I wish that
This dude does love jumping, though. I hope somebody else noticed that but me. That dude's always jumping.
you were still alive. I wish you came along, and I'd be standing here like a stone.
Here like a stone. Oh, very Chris Cornell. Standing here like a stone. Stone. I hope it goes even higher. I hope it goes balls to the wall. I love the shot. That's amazing.
Like a stone, waves are crashing down, years are passing. How can the world keep moving on? I will never
Good directing choice there. You finally get to see who he's chasing after in a way, but she's like kind of blurry and you can't quite get to her. It's good stuff.
keep moving on. I will never let myself move.
Benson, you finally showed up. Did you arrive on horseback? No, I came through a red door that I found in the middle of nowhere. How do we get skin like that, by the way? Why does my skin look terrible and this person, what did I do, God, to deserve it? How do I achieve beauty like this? What the hell is going on? Great ending. Okay, I don't know what's gonna happen, but can be over, dear. Oh, it's such a naked feeling. Oh, it's such a naked feeling when you record music, you write music or whatever, and then you turn off all the reverb and you hear just your voice like that at the end, or that he did at the end, where it's just completely dry. Over, dear. But I love people that can be like, oh, I want this song to have no reverb and it's just completely dry. I love to keep getting to that point where I'm like, yeah, my voice is good enough, though. We don't need any effects at all. But thanks, guys, for taking this journey with me. Again, if you want to learn more about your voice, you want to learn how to do stuff like this, I just put out a video on Wednesday, and I have a free course that you can join. So much more to learn about this stuff. It is fun as hell when you learn how to do it and when you start putting the pieces together. I promise you that. At first, it can seem so impossible and so difficult, but when you start learning how to do this stuff and you realize heroes that you've had throughout your life or stuff that your parents listened to, fucking AC/DC or whatever, you're like, oh, I can actually kind of do this now. It is super fun. It's really exciting stuff. So if you want to learn more about your voice, I'm happy to talk to you about it. Leave me some comments of other things that you would like me to break down or talk about. This was actually a delight. I enjoyed this. So I'll see you guys soon.